This video is for all of my Android users. I think it is time for us to switch to an iOS device because with the iPhone 14, that is the closest we are going to get to an actual Android device, but with better components. Now, let me explain why. So, with the latest iPhone, the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, Apple has unveiled some new features on the iPhone. Now I'm going to go over them, the things that I like and the things that I do not like, and why I think you should switch. If you have an Android, you should switch from Android to iOS, and if you have an iOS, a previous version of the iOS, you should not switch. Okay, so yeah, if you're interested, let's get into it. Now, the brand new features are the dynamic island, the brand new screen, the widget feature, widget, I don't know what you call it, that feature, the brand new 48 megapixel sensor, instead of the usual 12 megapixel sensor on the back, the brand new chip, the A16 Bionic chip instead of the A15 on the Pro models. You get the A16 on the Pro and the Pro Max models, which is great. We've seen the comparisons they did. They said they shown, for some odd reason, they shown this chart. Basically, they are saying that the chip, our chip from 3 generations ago, which is the A13, is as strong as the current competitive chips, silicone chips. You know what I mean? So yeah, and they shown that the difference between that and the A16 is astronomical, which means faster phone, a better performing phone, which Apple has always been able to do that. Now, that's one thing that I'm excited about, the brand new chip and how much it draws, how much energy it's going to draw from the phone, how all the new things are going to affect the battery and the effectiveness of the phone. Yeah, the always on display, how is that going to affect the brand new phone, the battery on the brand new phone. For some odd reason, the screen does not go black when you have the always on display. It stays like your phone is always on, which is the purpose of that feature, the always on display. Your display is supposed to be always on, but I prefer the Android version where the screen goes black, because if I look at my screen and it seems to me that it's on, I'm going to be paranoid. I'm going to be turning it on and off. You know, that shit bugging me. Now, the dynamic island, I like it, but I do not like it at the same time, because I like it because accessibility, it allows me to access a lot of things through it, but I do not like it because they put it up top, and that's going to get a lot of fingerprints on my selfie camera, and every time I want to go take a selfie, I don't want to be doing this and this to take a selfie, you know what I mean? I just want to take a selfie, so that shit gonna get a lot of smudges, a lot of fingerprints on the sensor. That's one thing that I do not like. The always on display, I like it, but yeah, it needs some fixing. The brighter screen, I fuck with that. I like that. It's a lot brighter. New screen, you know, what a miracle from Apple. Every time that Apple says they're going to come out with the brand new phone, they always give us the same phone, just refurbished, brand new chip, same features. Sorry, Apple, but y'all do that. But this phone is different. Now, why I say you should switch from an Android device to this phone is because this phone is going to be faster, and it's overall better than your usual Android device. Fucking hell. Talking about the camera, let's talk about the new lens. That's the thing that I'm most excited about, because Apple, for a long time, when different brands and different companies have been saying that 108 megapixel, 48 megapixel, 50 megapixel, Apple have stuck to the 12 megapixel, and it's been competing with all of those lenses and all of those sensors. It's been competing with that. A 12 megapixel Apple sensor is as good as a 108 megapixel Samsung sensor. It's as good. So now with this 48 megapixel one, I'm really excited to see this go to work. As a picture fanatic, as a photographer and a photo fanatic, a person that likes to take photo, I'm really excited about this, because when Apple decides to switch, they do it for a good reason, and they have perfected it. That's why I like it. That's why I like it, and I think it's going to be a lot better than most of the Android phones. Now you might say, oh, well, the Galaxy S22 has 100 times zoom. When did you ever use that? Let's be honest. When did you ever use the 100 times zoom? Most of the times we use the main sensor, the ultra wide, and that's it. And the selfie camera. Now Apple, a fucking huge sensor, a huge main sensor, a fucking huge selfie camera, and a ultra wide angle, which is amazing. An amazing sensor. But yeah, so what's the point of having a 100 times zoom if you're not going to use it? So yeah, this to me is a plus, because when Apple decides to switch something from something that works to something even better, just know that they've done a better job at the most of the other companies. But yeah, the new chip is a lot faster. That's the thing. It's a lot faster. It's a lot faster, and it doesn't consume a lot of energy. So that means better battery efficiency, a longer battery life. I've seen a girl test the always on display and how it's going to affect the battery life. That's without using it. She just kept it on always on display, and she basically determined how it affected the battery, and she did the same thing on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Now I've seen the Apple drop by 9% the whole day, 9 or 7, and the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra dropped by like, I don't know, 12. I can't remember the exact numbers, but Apple was better. That's why I'm telling you, if you have an Android device, it is probably time for you to switch to iOS and get the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Don't get the 14, get the 14 Pro or the Pro Max, because these features and the brand new chip and all of that are included in the Pro versions. Oh yeah, why I said you should not switch if you have a previous version. If you have a 13 Pro Max and you want to upgrade and you want to buy the 14, not the Pro, not the Pro Max, you just want to buy the 14. Why? You're basically getting the same phone, just a dynamic island. That's a feature you can't do without. I mean, if you like taking photos, you can go for that. But yeah, except for that, there's nothing new about the Pro version. You're just basically getting the same phone as last year, just refurbished, as I said. New features, something new about it, but the same chip, same speed, same performance, the same performing phone as last year's phone. That's why I said do not switch. You better skip this version unless you want to upgrade to the Pro Max. Just skip it. Just go to buy something else. If you want to upgrade your phone, just go for a Android device. Get the Galaxy S22 to get a different experience. The Galaxy S22 Ultra to get a different experience. Or just skip this one. Keep your 13 Pro Max. Keep it to yourself. Use it while you can, because that's a brand new phone. That's last year's phone. That phone is not even a year old. I think. So yeah, keep that. Don't use it. But if you have an Android device and you want to upgrade, you can get the 14 Pro Max. You can get the iPhone 14 Pro Max if you have the budget to do so. If you do not have the budget to do so, stay away from it. Just buy the regular 14. Don't even buy anything. Stay with the Android. But if you have the budget for it, go ahead and buy it. Is it worth your money? But if you have an iOS device, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, is it worth your money to upgrade to the iPhone 14 Pro Max? Probably not. Just stick with the phone you have. Skip this one. Maybe wait a generation to see the actual difference in 2 generations of use. But yeah. But that was my opinion. If I'm willing to upgrade from this phone to a brand new phone, I'm buying the 14 Pro Max or the Galaxy S22 Ultra. That's the only 2 phones I'm going for. Doesn't matter. If I'm on a budget, I'll maybe go for a Xiaomi, maybe Redmi Note 11 Pro, or maybe, I don't know, go for the latest Huawei P50. Or maybe, what's the latest Huawei? I haven't been up to date with that one. Maybe I'll go for the P50 because the P50 is actually better than the fucking S20. Yes, I think it's even better than the S21. But yeah, I'll go for the Huawei P50 or maybe the Redmi Note 11 Pro, maybe even the Note 12. I think that's out. Yeah, the Note 12. You never know. But yeah, if I want to upgrade my phone, I'm going for these 3 options. But the best option is the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. See you on my next one. Peace, baby.